Adarsh, Gaurav, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Adarsh, you have a new song out that's titled Bechaini, for which you have
Ji,
collaborated with OAFF. It's a very
ji,
soulful melody capturing the essence of first love.
ji.
So, when this idea of this song came to your mind, when you decided to collaborate with it?
Uh, Actually, I wasn't sure about मतलब intention था ओफ के साथ गाना बनाने का, but I wasn't sure what the song was going to be about. और मैं गाड़ी में उसके घर जा रहा था और फिर I just wrote these two words, बेचैनी and जादुई, because I was thinking of my childhood when I was in the car. And I was thinking of the first time I fell in love when I was, 7 or 8, and I was just thinking of what it made me feel. So I just wrote बेचैनी and जादुई. That's all I wrote, and then उसके घर पहुंचकर वहां पे we started talking about just incidents and these things that we did when we were children, and when we were absolutely in love with somebody or something. And then I think within 1.5 hours we wrote all the lyrics, and I think 4-5 अलग sittings में sessions में बैठ के फिर हमने ये गाना बनाया.
So, like you said, कि it was very quick. Do you think a song, in order to have a depth, needs a lot of rewriting? Like you need to revisit the song. Do you think so?
um I mean, it depends on how happy you are with the result, I guess. It's a very personal call. Sometimes if you're not happy with what it's sounding like, then you do revisit it. But in this case, both me and Kabir were we um, we agreed. We thought that the outcome of the song is what we wanted from the song. Although initially the chorus did sound a little bit different, but it grew on me. I think the drum and bass influence that Kabir has used, the staccato that you hear in the chorus, it grew on me, and I really enjoy it now. So it didn't require uh, the song didn't require to be revisited. But yeah, sometimes you feel like this is not what you set out with. Yeah, with your goal was something else and you landed somewhere else, and then you have to revisit it. Yeah.
But this must be a sort of cakewalk for you because you're a trained classical singer.
No, sir, not at all. Composition is a very difficult job, and I feel like, especially to compose something that people at large will enjoy, because everybody in India has such a different taste now of music. Music and all of these things are so personal. So for you to be able to create something that is not just two chords, that has a little more variety, but at the same time is palatable, is a very hard thing to do.
So much of Bechaini we are talking about. Then please give us few lines of Bechaini.
Sure. So it goes like, कभी भूल न पाए, भर गए महीने साल, बस चंद घड़ियां थी लेकिन खुद से मैं करूं सवाल, नजर चुराए मुस्कुराए रहा न जाए, पुरानी यादों में गुम हो जाए रहा न जाए.
Ah, what a nice song. A nice song.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice voice as well. Nice voice. Then is this your first collaboration with Kabir?
It is. It is. Yes. It's my first. It's my first original single in Hindi.
Okay.
Yeah. I sang for I sang another song called Kho Gaye Hum Kahan. Incidentally, it's called Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, which was with Ruel, which is a different song. But I sang only one part of the song, and I didn't compose that. Like, Ruel just asked me to come and sing, and I sang. And we released that some 2 months ago. It's on my channel and it's on Spotify and stuff. But this is the first song in Hindi that I've created from scratch, so it's very special.
And how that Kho Gayam Kahan sounds like?
The chorus sounds like, खो गए हम कहाँ, ढूंढे तुझे फिर वहाँ, टूटे ये दिल एक और दफा, खो गए हम कहाँ.
Ah, nice.
It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube. It's actually a very sweet song. You'll enjoy it.
Sure, I will definitely check it out. I'm looking forward to listening to it.
Yeah,
Gaurav,
yeah.
you're a trained musician. You, of course, have
Hmm.
learned Indian classical music for 9 years.
Hmm.
Do you get time to do riyas in your busy schedule? You're a busy actor now as well.
I do my riyaz almost every day unless I'm shooting and it's a very early call time. Even on the days I'm shooting, I try to wake up a little bit early and get in some time for riyaz for at least 20 minutes, 25 minutes. और मतलब वो और किसी के लिए नहीं है सर, but just for myself to feel, I feel it's like meditating for me doing riyaz, and it also opens up my voice. So especially when you're going on shoot in the mornings, your voice that you wake up with, and I have a tendency that my voice in the morning sounds very different than my voice in the evening. It's very fat in the morning. So when I do my riyaz, it helps me travel everywhere, within my throat, within my chords. So it opens up my voice.
Also, is there a new rag that you're practicing on
हम्म,
currently?
मैं आपको सच कह रहा हूँ सर, इतने साल मैंने क्लासिकल सीखा है, पर मैं अब जब प्रैक्टिस करता हूँ ना, मैं वही 10 राग पकड़ के गाता हूँ।
कौन से?
एक तो यमन है, एक भैरव है, एक भैरवी है। समटाइम्स आई लाइक टू सिंग बिहाग, समटाइम्स आई लाइक टू सिंग काफी है और अलैया बिलावल, एंड दीज आर ऑल सॉन्ग्स दैट आई लर्नड इन माय फर्स्ट ईयर। जो कॉम्प्लेक्स राग्स हैं जो आपने फिफ्थ सिक्स्थ ईयर में सीखे होते हैं, तोड़ी टाइप के राग, मियां मल्हार वगैरह, वो सब मेरे को याद ही नहीं है।
बट जब आप सीख रहे थे तो कोई फेवरेट राग था जो आप जिसमें आप बहुत कंफर्टेबल थे?
मेरा तो एवर फेवरेट राग यमन है। यमन कल्याण इज लाइक माय ऑल टाइम फेवरेट।
तो कौन से गाने हैं यमन कल्याण के जो आपको बहुत पसंद है या जो आप यूज
जो
करते हैं?
जो
वेल,
हमारा बंदिश था, जो गुरुजी से हमने सीखा था, वो तो वो था, कल्याण रागिनी अत सुख कर, कल्याण रागिनी अत सुख कर, मध्यमति वर सब सुध सुर, कल्याण रागिनी अत सुख कर। लेकिन जब मैं प्रैक्टिस करता हूँ, मैं राग से ज्यादा मैं स्वर गाता हूँ, मैं अलंकार। आई स्टिक विद नॉट द वर्ड्स बट जस्ट द नी रे गा मा पा धा नी सा नी धा पा मा गा रे सा नी धा पा। So I just keep playing with the swars rather than the words.
हमने कई एक्टर से सुना है कि बिफोर डूइंग एनी बिग सीन और सम सीरियस सीन और एनी सीन दे
Hmm.
लिसन टू अ पर्टिकुलर काइंड ऑफ म्यूजिक
Some
दैट
people
हेल्प।
do, yeah. I've done that very few times in my life. There are some times in my life where I've tried that, where I've felt like this scene, this piece of music describes this scene very well. And usually they're instrumentals. They are not songs with lyrics. Sometimes they can be, but I remember using the cornfield chase from Interstellar that Hans Zimmer had composed for a couple of scenes.
और
Um, for a couple of scenes, I think it was for Kho Gaye Hum Kahan somewhere I'd used it. Yeah, yeah, Hans Zimmer's compositions, but it's not a regular practice. I've seen actors do it, and I mean, I think it helps a lot of people, audio stimulation, but मैंने उतना सारा यूज नहीं किया अभी तक।
But then, do you think this understanding of Indian classical music also helped you shaping your creativity, like understanding the character? You probably do you give character a sur, or it helps you your understanding of
No, no, I've never actively used my knowledge or my experience of Hindustani classical in understanding a character, but what does help me is learning Hindustani classical teaches you about rhythm. Every song is on a specific tal, and I feel people have tals, people have rhythms, right? And I mean, of course, rhythm also changes according to the circumstance of a person. A person is capable, who's very calm, is capable of behaving very hassled and erratic if he's put in a situation where he's completely out of place. But I feel the overall sense of a person can be defined by a tal or can be defined by rhythm. Hindustani classical helps me in that. It helps me to decide the pace of a person.
no, you were also part of the film Mom. Do you have
Yeah.
memories of working in Mom with Sridevi?
Gee, I have memories. Uh, she she spoke less. She's a woman of few words. But she was very happy. I remember to when I told her that I speak Telugu because she's her mother tongue was Telugu as well, and my mother tongue is Telugu. So I remember going up to her on the first day itself. I couldn't keep it from keep my excitement, and I went and told her that, hello, ma'am, I'm Adarsh, and I'm playing this character. And actually, when I speak Telugu, that's my mother tongue. I I could have saved it for the last day, but I just said it out on the first.
But then did you
Uh,
interact with her in Telugu?
I think she just said "auna," as in really "auna." Yeah, yeah. It was limited. I barely had two scenes with her, you know, and I'm shy as a person, and she's also shy. So there's not much conversation that we had, but it felt very special to be doing a film where she was leading, and to be in a scene with her, and to co-act with her, and to uh, yeah, I think I felt very special when I did that.
Now you're like I said, you're joining us from Thailand, where you're shooting for director Ridley Scott's Aliens prequel. What can you?
uh, it's actually not Aliens prequel, sir. So it's based on Ridley Scott's original The Alien, and they are making it into a show now, and they've taken the crux of the story, but also made a lot of new additions, done a lot of new writing on top of it. Uh, the genre is essentially the same, sci-fi, psychological horror thriller, but the world building is much more expansive. Courtesy the technology we have, the first one was made in 1979. We're making this in 2024, so much has happened with prosthetic CGI, VFX, all these things. So like we have tech on our side now to create something much bigger, and the canvas is much bigger. So, and it's not being directed by Ridley Scott, it's just his IP. So, by virtue of that, he becomes the producer. Noah Hawley and Dana Gonzalez, who are the creators and directors of Fargo,
Yeah.
they are directing this.
So Ridley Scott is not there, not present on the sets.
He's not present on set. No, he's also quite old, I believe. He's in his 80s, and he just made Napoleon, right? So, hopefully, he comes here. I don't know if he'll come here. I don't know if I'll get to meet him. It'll be amazing if I get to meet him.
I'm sure he would love to meet you. But
I don't, I don't think he knows about my existence, but I'll pretend that he does.
you're a BAFTA nominated actor. Do you have interest in aliens?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a big documentary guy, so like I've watched like a ton of documentaries on UFOs, on aliens. Uh, Heard a bunch of naval people come to Joe Rogan's podcast as well and talk about like things they saw on the ship in the sea. Yeah, so I completely am a consumer of that, and I believe that aliens exist. And also, like the Pentagon recently admitted to like a lot of UFO
Yeah.
sightings as well. So yeah. So they declassified their files, their this thing, and they spoke about a lot of things, right? So I mean, it's not a mystery anymore.
And last year the film got a lot of praise. Your film Kho Gaye Hum Kahan,
Gee,
especially you were praised for your performance in the film. Are you in touch with your co-actors from that film?
yeah. Sid and Ananya are both friends of mine, and we had such a great time, honestly, shooting for the film. It was like um, it was just like a big vacation, to be honest with you. And it was such a light film also, I mean, in comparison to all the other characters that I've played, it was a much lighter film. There was a lot of It was a film about friendship, it was a film about having fun, and of course there's rifts and there's fights and arguments and all of that in the film as well. But uh, we went to Goa before the film started, and we had such a blast there. We rented scooters, and just we were roaming around Anjuna, going to these places, eating, filming on an iPhone, which makes the opening montage of the film.
Yeah.
So हम लोग एक्चुअली सिर्फ 10-15 लोग चले गए थे गोवा यहाँ से, इंक्लूडिंग सिड, अनन्या एंड मी. हमारे अलावा कुछ 10 लोग और होंगे जो गए थे गोवा. It was a very small crew. So it's
And
really nice and cozy, and we actually got to know each other over there.
and finally, others, is there a film that had a huge impact on you while growing up, and the one you can watch over and over again?
Rang De Basanti and Dil Chahta Hai.
What it did to you?
I think Dil Chahta Hai just taught me about the value of friendship, and like, you get your family but you choose your friends. um so it's just that, and like how far friendships can go, and how special it is to have people that stay with you for such a long time. I think that was about Dil Chahta, and also the aspirational quality of it, like these three kids, upper middle class kids who go to Goa in a Mercedes. And even though my life was nothing like it, and I was growing up in Jamshedpur, and we had a Maruti and a scooter, but like, to look at like Akash Sameer and Sid
Sid.
drive to Goa in a convertible Mercedes felt very relatable for some reason. Felt like, हाँ यार, ऐसे ही होता होगा, सब ऐसे ही जीते होंगे. फिर बॉम्बे आके मालूम पड़ा कि अच्छा, ये तो बहुत अलग दुनिया है, यहाँ पे भी अलग अलग किस्म के, मुंबई के विद इन कितने शहर बसते हैं ना, देयर सो मेनी, every suburb is different, the kind of people that live. So I think, yeah, that and Rang De Basanti for its idea of, for the kranti, for the revolution, and also it's such an idealistic thing to think about when you're that at that age, and to think about ऐसे करने से सब दुनिया बदल जाएगा. That, I think, that really appealed to me.
Well, on that note, I want to wish you all the best for all
Thank
your.
you, sir.
Looking forward to lots more. And thank you so much,
Thank
Adarsh.
you. Thank you, sir. Pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.